I'm super wording messy, but I just listened to one of Ophelia Vert's videos on language testing, and I'm dying laughing, and I need to do a video response like right now. Ophelia, this is exactly, I'm going to put the link down below for everybody else so you can watch her 3-minute video about the language test that she just took, and a note to her future self not to do that again. Oh my god, girl, that is the funniest shit ever. And I'll tell you why. It's not just funny, it's relevant, and it's 99% of why I've loved finding language learners on YouTube, and how I've become a language learner on YouTube. All of my experiences up until a year ago with learning language have been in those awful environments that Ophelia is talking about, on both sides, learning a language and teaching a language. Now, in teaching a language, although I think I may have done some damage, I'd like to think that I was able to bring some of the things that I'm noticing language learners are doing, or language bloggers are doing when they self-study. I want to think that I brought those into the language learning classroom, and then I gave students space to make mistakes and get to a comfortable, fluent point while still being understood. So that balance between accuracy and fluency, I want to say I was striving for that in my language learning classroom. But on the learner side, which is what this channel is really about, and what my experience with the language learning vloggers that I love watching on YouTube, like Ophelia, but not limited to her, my language learning experience has been pretty awful in a classroom. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to be a better language teacher, and then burnt out because most people have really unrealistic expectations, starting with the students, and then if there's parents involved, which I didn't teach children for very long for that reason, that gets more complicated in the school and in the greater organization above that. It's awful. It's awful how bad language learning can be. Isn't always, but can be. And language testing is a natural extension of this atrocity. And there's so much that I can't say beyond that because I'm in language testing right now. But that French test that Ophelia is talking about sounds horrible. Sounds like one of those like languages used to oppress people kind of shit, and it's awful. It's awful. I don't know why language testing is in the state that it's in. I'm guessing because language usage is a human thing, that it's really hard to get that usage in a testing form that doesn't require a lot of people, because when you use people for language testing, then it gets infinitely complicated, and trust me, I know this. Yeah, so it gets infinitely more complicated, and here's the part, expensive. And expensive is not what people want when they want to make money off of a thing. And although the language testing that she's talking about is within the university structure, there still are budgets. So that's probably why those awful tests exist. And then some people that get to a certain level in language learning like to trick people. Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. And I don't think I've said much good about the HSK Chinese level tests yet, but I feel like although some of the practice tests that I've been doing have some of those tricks in the listening, the test itself so far, there's one test that I've taken. I'll take another one literally next week, but the one test so far has not. However, it also has not tested my ability to communicate, which for me, needing to language dump before I can produce anything is a good thing, but if you're focused on communication within the Chinese language, it's a horrible thing. So it depends on your goals. But it hasn't squashed me. At this point, it's motivated me, which is why I'm going to do the HSK 1, 2, and 3 this year. However, my goals are very different than somebody who wants to walk down the street and talk to people and stuff like that, or function within social context with a language. But in general, I think language testing as a whole is in a really interesting state and could use a lot of improvement. And that's why Ophelia's video was really apt for me right now. On so many levels that I can't tell you right now, that like ask me in 5 years from now and hopefully I'll be able to tell you. But right now, let's just say that this is not a one-off, and that Ophelia, you're onto so many reasons why this language learning community on YouTube is fantastic. Sachin.